What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and what we're going to be talking about right now is why I chose to go with Michael Vick over RandyMoss. Now, this gameplay is going to show you pretty much what Madden since Madden 16, the game has become very, very animation-based, and we have to accept a lot of the things that's going on. Not to say that we have to appreciate it, but that's pretty much the way that the game has gone. You're not really expected to do much with your user. The computer pretty much does everything for you, and that's what's really changed Madden. So even though RandyMoss is available right now, and I love me some RandyMoss, like, it's really, really hard I never thought that it would come a day in Madden that I wouldn't want to have like a full legend RandyMoss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if RandyMoss plays like RandyMoss is supposed to, going back prior to 16, when they had the right type of animations, they had better defenses, it was pretty much your user versus your opponent's user. Now right here you could clearly see, like, you can't really do much. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give that animation to the defender regardless that RandyMoss is 6'4" and that defender is shorter or whatever. Like, you're not gonna get that advantage. Typically the best point that EA was at with height factor was Madden 15. Because if you were a tall person and you were able to get a ball thrown up, similar to the way that the NFL is right now, because you got to remember, many of these players just throw the ball up in the air. It's not like most of these guys have schemes. If you watch Jameis Winston play on Sunday, he was just throwing the ball up to Mike Evans, like whatever, because Mike Evans is bigger than everybody else. The issue with Madden is there's so many animations in the game, it doesn't matter the height of the defender. They're going to allow like things like that to happen. It's certain things that goes on within the game that you just have to be able to deal with, and we got to overcome it. But we also have to be smart enough to know it just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me to go ahead, I have the option of getting Michael Vick or RandyMoss full legend. Why would I go after RandyMoss full legend when I can get another player that's shorter, that has the same speed, that's going to get the same animation? It doesn't really matter. Now, let me point this out. In some cases, you will be able to moss the player. Like right here, I think we got one on this right there. So you'll be able to get some plays like that. But for the most part, that's far and few in between. It's not the way that it once was. So for those of you guys that are running around with RandyMoss, and I played a lot of you during the weekend league, I think I might have lost to one guy that had the full legend RandyMoss. Maybe one guy? I don't know. Maybe one. But everybody else that had him, and the funny thing about it is, the guy that had the full legend RandyMoss, he didn't pass. He just ran the ball every snap and used RandyMoss as a decoy. So everybody pretty much understands that the game is not favorable. And I don't think, like, it's not favorable to the pass game, and I don't think that they're going to be able to fix it because that's the way the game is. The only way that they can fix the passing game is if they remove the animations that the CPU gets for the defense. If they do that, the game would actually naturally play better, and you wouldn't have to do anything to the run because you would actually be able to have more user control. You see what I'm saying? But because of the animations and the way that the players react, it makes everything wild. So as I was going through this video, I'm like, you know what? Many of you guys were asking, like, yo, Gmias didn't go for RandyMoss. What's going on? Like, over the last 3-4 years, I've been getting my mind psyched up, like getting happy for RandyMoss. And then I play with them, and I'm like, it's disappointing, bro. Like, this dude running around being a straight bum. Like, this dude is straight bum juice. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality of it. So why would I recommend it when I know for a fact it doesn't make any sense? You might as well go for a TO. And let me tell you why. Even though TO is slower, right? He gets chem to a 90 speed. 90 speed pretty much, like, the way RandyMoss is running right now at 90 speed where I have him powered up, I didn't see that much of a difference with the way that these guys, whenever they would send RandyMoss on the streak, if I had my guy in the deep blue zone, right, the way that he would try to run past them, they patched it. Because if they left the game the way it was at launch, RandyMoss would actually be more of a formidable player to have. But they patched it, so now the zones are back to being like God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do nothing to it. Like, you got to just sit there and just know that you're going to, yo, bro, the guy is going to be right around your player, regardless of how fast the player is. So with the patches and everything that is going on into the game, it's like I said, for my viewers, I got to make sure that whatever I'm deciding to do, I explain to you as thoroughly as possible why I'm doing it. And that's pretty much what you have to understand. Right after this video, I was like, yo, I'm going after Michael Vick. Like, Michael Vick is the key. You know why Michael Vick is the key? Even with Escape Artist being nerfed, it's still one of the most advantageous abilities in the game. Let me explain. Right now, they kind of tune the game so that if you run backwards, the contained blitzes or contained players, regardless of how slow the ends are, they will slow your player down so that you can be tackled in the backfield. But if you hike the ball and run forward, it's different. You can actually run by them and do different things. So that's actually a good tuning, because I was getting, it's kind of weird that a guy will run around in the backfield for 5 hours and you can't do anything with him. So EA actually, fixed that situation for the most part right now. I don't know what's coming with what they have left in store, but the passing game is pretty much non-existent. You can come out and just literally not have a quarterback and win the game. Everybody knows that at this point, but the receiver situation, Randy Moss, unless they make it so that this guy can do like Randy Moss type things, because look, you see right there, you see like, what is this, like cover 6 or something like that. The way that is, like, you see like how I got that Moss action off? That right there is because the guy, it looked like he clicked on and he got the wrong angle. If he just lets the computer do it, the computer is going to get an animation to fall back with a one-handed pick. You see what I'm saying? It gets weird, and most of the people that play this game know that. So you'll tend to get people that won't click on. They'll just be like, all right, let the computer do it. And that's the disadvantage to players that want to have user, because it's kind of easier. For instance, if you're playing like a really good player, and I've seen the pro players do this as well. Most players with the speed of Madden, if they know that they don't have a shot of being able to do anything, they'll just click off and let the CPU do it. Me, I love to click on. In some cases, I may do that. Like if you're running around with your quarterback, I may click off because it's so easy to get like, zigzagged and dotted in this game. But the way that the game is right now for the wide receivers and anybody that wants to pass the ball, it's extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Like even right there, like, watch what he does. Watch this. You see he clicks on, and then at that point he's able to hold on because he just held the button. And you could just tell that he held the button because the animation triggered. If he tries to go back in the olden days and strafe and go for a pick, that animation, like, you wouldn't get that. It was either you versus the user, which made it more competitive. Those type of animations make it very difficult for you to throw the ball into the open field and try to utilize what a legend player that you enjoyed watching, you can't do the things that he was able to do. The only thing that you're probably going to benefit, to be honest, with this year is running backs. Any running back that was really, really good and fast or whatever like that, look how long Marcus Allen lasted me. You see what I'm saying? Before I decided to go Gale Sayers when I pulled a version of his card. Just think about that. You have to really understand the running back position is very, very ideal. So those positions, if they keep the game probably the way that it is now, that's going to be the most ideal position. Like a Barry Sanders and stuff like that with crazy spin move elusiveness, that's going to be the move. You just going to have to hope and pray that you don't fumble. That's pretty much it. As long as you don't fumble the ball, you're going to be all set with Barry Sanders once he's released, because that's going to be the ideal player. And then on defense, when Deion Sanders is out, it's a wrap. Bruh, wrapperoni with cheese. It got like French dressing, like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much what it's going to be. So I'm just giving you guys the insight. For those of you guys that got Randy Moss and sold him and tweeted me that you got $3 million for him, you guys know what it's about, because you knew where I was going with it. Because you probably went into a game and was like, why is he getting an animation like that? And the dude's 5'11". Like, why is he jumping that much higher than a 6'4" player? You see what I'm saying? So because of you guys understanding the thought process of the game and what's actually supposed to happen, now you don't have to wait for me to tell you. You already know. That's why I'm saying, you see with T.O., he's 6'3", but if you get him chemmed up and get him to a 90, and then you put like Brawler on him or whatever, get 92, he's fine. He's a better receiver. It's cheaper than Randy Moss, and it's better for the game, because at least he's going to give you, I think he gets a better run block, and not only that, he can burn people if you got the right stuff on him. So, in that regard, you could still save the coins. Instead of going wild, like, yo, I got Randy Moss. Nah, bruh. Because unless you get a free release and open player, and you could throw the ball up, like, you remember this? Like, you see that? How the animation, he just pushed him off and do it. You can't run around doing stuff like that with Randy Moss. And you know what's ill about that, bro? A couple of the guys that I played, they were trying to do the swerve and get position, and I was clicking on and picking them. But you could see that for the most part, the people that I beat with Randy Moss, he wasn't going to be on their team much longer either. Because you want to be able one-on-one. If you get a one-on-one, it don't matter if you got double me or not. It really just doesn't matter. If you're one-on-one and you're 6'4" and the defender is like 5'11", like these safeties or whatever out there, 5'11", 5'10", it's a no-brainer. If you knock it out or you get lucky, whatever, and you can do that, that's fine. But for the most part, you should not be able to challenge Randy Moss. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But unfortunately, that's what we have to deal with for the remainder of the year, possibly. So, you know, ultimately, I chose Michael Vick. You're going to be seeing some gameplay with him soon. And he's a much better use at this point, because at least I could pick up a first down. You know what I'm saying? Instead of running around Aaron Rodgers, like, you blitz me with everybody. Oh, my goodness, wow. I can pick up a first down. I can do different things with that card, which is Michael Vick. You can't, look at this, He can't even get, it's a cover 2. He can't even catch the ball right there. You think I'm going to go ahead and try to, you know, 2 million, 3 million coins? He ain't worth no 2 million, 3 million coins. You guys might as well save it. If you want a good receiver, get T.O., power him up, add +2 speed to him, you know, San Francisco, whatever, or just use Brawler. I would not recommend Randy Moss unless you just fully power him up the way that I have him now with the 90 speed and just chill, because he's going to do the same exact thing. He's going to drop the ball the same exact way, and you're not going to win the one-on-ones that you should be winning with the game. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch, all at GmiasWorld. You enjoy your day. Be safe. One love, y'all.